Hello everyone. Hopefully you can now all hear me. This is RaveTuba speaking. I'll be your host for the first race of this evening's, and I hope you're ready for it, since it will be the last round of this league's season 6, and it'll be fun. We do have a small announcement about our first round between Typo and Laurie D. Bunkins. Unfortunately, we won't be seeing them race, and unfortunately it seems that both runners were faced with a difficult seed. As you might know, the last round of each season is always a beast mode seed. It includes a lot more difficult obstacles and enemy placements, so both runners weren't able to finish their seeds. But fortunately, we have 2 other races for today. I'll be happy to let you guys take a peek into what's going to happen. And later this evening on my race versus Beasts, I'm happy to say that Oh Dear will be joining us and the commentators, and so that I don't be surprised with how well I'm doing. So without further ado, I'll be happy to let you know that today's first, though the second bracket, will be Pianistman versus Oh Dear. It'll be interesting to see how these two face against each other. Pianistman being, hopefully I wrote that name right, a newcomer. I haven't seen a lot of runs from that runner, but definitely Deer will have to be on his top play for him to finish this season on the top 3. So I don't have much more to say. I'll be happy to explain what the randomizer includes, but for now I'll let these runners prep and start, and I'll let you know as things go by. So here we go. So we've started up. Both runners will be entering the pipe and giving start to this first round of today. We have Oh Dear on the right with his beautiful yellow and purplish color palette, and Pianistman on the left. So to kick things off, Mushroom House, as you can see, is not your typical Mushroom House, and that will be the first thing that is randomized, which is the locations. Each level brings you to one that you would not expect. All the power-ups are randomized. All enemies, even though on their normal places, they will be randomized into what enemies they are. Music will be randomized, the physics, if a game is auto-scrolling or not, and the bosses will also be randomized. So that will be quite interesting to see. Luckily enough, both runners choose the standard clockwise route. They'll be going through Tree Zone, then heading off to Hippo, hopefully going to the Space Zone, then Macro, Pumpkin, Mario, and then Turtle. Luckily as well, this being the second Oh Dear, trying to wait out on that invisibility star to ride that bill, that cannon to the top, as you can only do it as Small Mario or by bouncing on it. And Pianistman doing the same. But so far so good. Both runners haven't taken any deaths this level Pianistman is in is debatably one of the hardest first levels, so it's good to see that it was the second. And oh dear, now being faced with the first decision of the day, which is which exit to take. That's another thing. Oh dear, taking a death on that fish. One thing I didn't mention that is also randomized is the exits. On levels that have 2 exits, one of them will take you to the bonus, and the other one will take you on your way to victory. So you'll have to blindly make an option and hope that it's the right one. Now, Pianistman, interestingly, not being able to face, as I mentioned, that Mario 3 level, if I'm not wrong, without a oh dear, taking a second death on almost the same spot. And I wonder if Pianistman will be going through the counterclockwise now that he was faced with the decision of going to Turtle Zone instead. So far so good. Oh dear, finally getting to the end of the level, making the choice of going through the top exit. We'll be seeing if that is the right decision. And it is. I'm glad to see. Oh dear, making the first decision being a right one. Oh, and luckily, this level is known to be hard to go through without a carrot, but with a carrot, that's... sorry, the fire flower, that's all you need to get through it. So this will be a breeze for oh dear. Meanwhile, Pianistman getting into his first decision as well. The second level of Turtle Zone is a split level. Oh, being a beast mode seed, I'm happy to see some physics match with an easier outcome for these runners. If they didn't have the right power up, if the physics were different, this could have been very, very different. And quite noted, Pianistman now facing the first auto-scroller. Not the hardest level, though it can surprise you with a tight gap which sharks and other sea creatures could dwell. They can make the traversing this level very, very different. So hopefully all goes well. Being an auto-scroller, it would be very tough if that happens, as it's very far into the level, and dying there would net you almost 2 to 3 minutes of time loss. No, not 2, maybe 1 or 2 minutes, I'd say. Bird greets oh dear in space. He made his nest very far off in the stratosphere, but it was no match to Mario in his spacesuit. Pianistman taking the lower route, look, and being the right one. This is very formidable. It's one decision that oh dear will be faced with, and if it takes the wrong one, it might be helping Pianistman take the lead. But oh dear, now Interesting enough, the second auto-scroller being a split level in this seed, it could really change the tie of who's in the lead, but with both runners taking different routes, it will be hard for us to tell who is in the lead. Oh dear, has not found a carrot so far. That will be the power-up necessary to take the upper route if he wants to do so. Well, Old Deer met the bird in space. Pianistman meets the octopus in Tree Zone. No, in Turtle Zone, I believe. Now you'll be seeing the coins that these runners get be very different than the ones that you'll be seeing on the tracker. That's simply a byproduct of the randomized bosses. The game is not ready to be swindled this way, so it shows you something a little bit odd. But nothing that our tracker won't let you know what the truth is. So let us see. Oh dear, not finding the carrot, we'll have to take the bottom route. And if it's not the right one, he'll be faced with the necessity of getting a carrot and returning to this level later on. And I'm happy to say, I'm happy to see both runners in both auto-scrollers taking the right decision. Definitely something hard to have to come to the decision. Oh, Pianistman. Now that I notice he took a second death in the first level of Tree Zone, opting once again to go to somewhere else to get a power-up that he needs to traverse. Well, oh dear, famously traverses the submarine, home of the gauntlet, home of many, many gut-clenching enemies. Oh! What? What just happened? So, I'm speechless. We see Oh Dear grabbing a power-up, clipping through the shortcut in Submarine, something I've never seen being done. I'm actually grasping for words on how to describe this. It's never occurred to me that it could happen. Wow, Beast Mode surprising us with new ways of traversing our levels. But unfortunately takes a death to the sharks. I wonder if Oh Dear will be going through that same maneuver once again. But unfortunately it seems that it's not the case. I'm happy to see Pianistman also took the bottom route on the Hippo level, letting him go to space, much like Oh Dear. Interestingly, both runners now once again on the same zone, so might be seeing them take slightly similar routes. But Pianistman has to go back to Tree Zone to get that level done. Oh dear, now getting to the gauntlet. We'll be seeing if this is... Ooh, tries to squeeze in, not quite make it. What is up with this seed today? Pianistman taking a power-up close to the ceiling, getting him stuck in the level. Needing to start soft reset the game and have to go through the level again. Hopefully this time being more careful with those ceilings. While on one side, oh dear, luckily got out of that situation, Pianistman got stuck in the wall permanently. This time cleverly waiting for the shark to pass by. And lovely. Oh dear is capable of getting to the gauntlet. That upsets the moon. Not something you would want to see. And hopefully now we'll be seeing him try to recreate that prowess, that maneuver. And he manages. It's outstanding. This is something you've never imagined could be possible. But I'm glad to see it being done. From a runner that never thought to check that power-up, as the slim chances of it being a mushroom were something that I honestly never considered to lose time with. Now that there is such a high reward to it, I will start considering. Hopefully both runners are able to finish the levels they're in. While on Pianistman there's only one exit. On the other side, oh dear now knows what is the right exit to take. Oh dear, playing dirty. Holding on to all the strategies, not letting other runners know how he so effortlessly takes the world record for all the categories. But not anymore. While I'm around, I'll be uncovering every secret and every dirty trick that Oh Dear has up his sleeve. Happy to see that the 3-zone boss level has a bit more floaty physics. Make these jumps a little bit more uncertain, but definitely gives you a lot more room for you to fix any misjump that you might have. Letting you a more comfortable journey through this level. And Tatanga. While the bird moved to space, Tatanga came down to Earth. They seem to have swapped their households. Oh, and interestingly, on Pianistman we see a level that is very often an auto-scroller. And we see it this time around at a more leisure pace. It's interesting to note that this level can almost be done without ever slowing down. If you're good with your duck slides and your jumps, you can get through it without ever stopping. Oh, we saw a little hiccup from Pianistman, but everything seems to be okay. Taking a few hits in the 3-piggy lair. Let us see. If all goes well. In any case, being a newcomer to the restreaming scene of this game, feel free to let me know if I am speaking ahead of what is happening or if I am behind, as being faced with multiple screens to look through, I might be letting you know things that are happening before they actually happen, which I wouldn't want that to happen at all. But if in any case we see Oh Dear taking the right exit in macro, we see Pianistman still trying to go through the Mario boss room. Oh, once again, another level that is normally an auto-scroller on Oh Dear's side. Just fireballing through all those Goombas, poor creatures. They have done no harm to Mario, yet he wastes no hesitation in shooting fireballs at each and one of them. Easton getting his second coin. This seed has been quite difficult into what order the coins need to be chosen. Initially going to turtle, then tree, then trying to go to space. And now we see Pianistman going to pumpkin zone, now doing the effective counterclockwise one. Oh, and we see the 3 piggies. Let's see if Oh Dear can pull off the quick kill using the fireball. 1 down, 2 down, and the third one is... Oh, just slipped by those fireballs. But Oh Dear manages to do it without losing his power-up. So, 3 coins for Oh Dear. I have slightly missed the tracker, but apologies for missing a coin on the tracker, but I'm happy to say it's fixed now. A little bit tricky to do so many things at the same time, but I'll be improving, I promise you that. So we see Oh Dear now definitely in the lead with 1 extra coin, while Pianistman does the inverted order, having to lose some time returning to the 3 zone. Hopefully when he returns there, it'll be the moment where he gets his coin. We can see that space has lost its physics. The moon might have sailed a bit too close to Earth and caught a little bit of extra gravity, as we see Pianistman having to deal with jumping through the spikes the normal way, while Oh Dear takes the upper route of the Macro 1 level. Unfortunately not being the right one. Indeed, physically and correctly speaking, space got his gravity back, although it never had it before. Pianistman trying to do the jump, unfortunately not something you can do with this high of a gravity pull. Thinking what his options are, choosing to leave Pumpkin. Choosing to go to Macro Zone, continuing on his counterclockwise motion. So let us see. What do we have in store next? Oh dear, taking the right exit now that he knows which one is the right one. And definitely we see space, no physics. It's to note that the runner will need a power-up higher than just the regular mushroom to get through the end of this level. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. I believe you might be able to do it with just Super Mario with the mushroom power-up, but without the carrot you can't get through the upper route. Oh dear, checking every power-up he can for that carrot, but it's nowhere to be seen. Yes, I was incorrect in saying that you needed more than Super Mario, the mushroom power-up. As long as you have one power-up, you'll be okay to finish this level, and it was the right one. The right decision. For Oh dear's well-being, we see that being the right exit, not needing to get the carrot at all. I'll let you guys rock to this tune while we see Oh dear moving through the belly of the beast. And the rat, it seems. Goombas, Koopas, fish, bonefish, everything was swallowed by the whale this seed, including the rat at the end. This being Deer's fourth coin. Pianistman falling behind ever so slightly. Still looking. Luckily, he will be getting his third coin as soon as this level is through. Oh. And it seems the star song is here to stay. It's indeed the star song. After you heard these songs so many times, it's understandable that these runners are more focused in the enemies they have in front than the music. Oh, Pianistman taking a backhanded slap from one of the piggies. Unfortunately, he'll be having to return to macro boss level and try that again. Oh, interesting. Pianistman not very... Nope. I was going to say not comfortable in traversing the level without a power-up, but he got right back onto it. Hesitating for a moment, but surely enough, he is back on it. Oh dear, cleverly going above the pillar rather than swimming through. Now we know that Pianistman still holds the fact that he was able to traverse Turtle Zone without much trouble, but will that be enough? He'll have to go through these levels, return to Hippo, return to the Space Zone, return to Tree Zone. It'll be a lot that he still needs to do. Wonderful. We see Pianistman getting his respective third coin in Macro. Hopefully it's smooth sailing from now on. Deer already has the fire flower he needs for the boss that is upcoming. Chooses not to spin jump that last power block. But indeed it's the witch. We might not be seeing any fireballs being thrown this boss fight. Ooh. Pianistman once again traversing the now I lost the word. What's it called? I want to say the opposite of gravity-less. So gravity-full? The gravity-full space level? No, and well pointed out by Odir himself. This two new features have been included in the randomizer that did not exist on the original game. Them being Luigi physics and ice physics. Luigi physics being something that was incorporated on a ROM hack of this game, the Super Mario Land 2 DX, where not only color has been added, but the Luigi. This unknown character named Luigi was included that nobody seems to like. He comes with a pack of new jump heights and acceleration, but he sure makes it a little bit more difficult in some bosses to have to deal with. Exactly. Who is Luigi? I mean, so far we've not seen even any sort of resemblance of that character in this game, so obviously I'm just making this character up. Oh dear, facing the Hippo auto-scrolling level, missing the bubble, though unnecessary with space physics. The bubble does not let you infinitely hover through the level, so you'll be forced to take a dip in the water regardless. While Pianistman goes through Tree Zone, finally getting through that first level. I'm very happy to see that being the case. I do believe I might be missing a coin on either of these players, but I'll be happy to fix it as soon as I am aware of where they are. Pianistman also taking the top route on the second level. As we both know, as we all know from Oh Dear's turn, this being the right exit, it could really bring the time loss that Pianistman has. Hopefully it exactly. I wonder indeed if Oh Dear already finished. I'll be marking Oh Dear's Mario coin for now, as I am aware that Oh Dear already went through the stage. There wouldn't be much reason for him not to have completed it. One other thing that I forgot to mention that it's also randomized is the boss health. Certain bosses going up to 6 health, but most of them being randomized between 2 to 5, if I'm not incorrect. The piggies being the few of the bosses who have a different behavior depending on what health they have, as their speed is directly dependent to it. So if you see a deer speeding through left and right, it might indicate that he has less health than you'd normally believe he does. Oh Dear with his last coin heading off to the castle level. Here's hoping that the physics are not onto his favor so that Pianistman can keep up. Interestingly, Oh Dear taking a hit, not choosing to keep the bunny ears, as it would make the level much easier to go by, but definitely a bit slower. Trading off the safety of the bunny ears for a speedy castle level. Interesting idea by Lekman, as in fact on my silly times with this game I managed to have a Super Mario Land 2 game where there were neither power-ups nor enemies, but if that is the case you wouldn't be able to complete the game. Ooh, Oh Dear making a skillful decision of running off the block rather than jumping. We'll be seeing Wario soon enough once Oh Dear makes through these two faces. Skillfully done. And there he is. The antagonist of the day, Wario, sitting in Mario's throne, getting struck in the head for doing so. They're making short work of Wario. It seems that the lack of different physics makes this fight a breeze walk. Takes one hit, takes 2 hits, takes 3 hits, and it is done. Oh Dear being the winner. GG. Wario doesn't know what to do, cries his way out of... Oh, and the shoe glitch. Officially a validated run now that the shoe glitch has happened. Nothing to say, GG. And I'm happy to see Pianistman not being phased by this course of events. We'll be focusing our attention to him as he now kills the rat. So Oh Dear finished with a time of 36:39. GG indeed. Sub 40 minute, which is always a good thing because these seeds can be very rough. Now, unfortunately, we won't be able to swap audio to Pianistman as he has not recorded his run with only game audio, and we wouldn't want to confuse our audience. But luckily, we'll be accompanied by this beautiful end tune. I do believe Pianistman was able to go through Pumpkin Zone, if I'm not wrong. He's desperately trying to find the carrot power-up in the slot machines. Not getting what he's looking for, and chooses to get out of there. I'll be marking the Pumpkin Zone, as I do believe that one was the last level that Pianistman went through, now only needing... Oh, I do believe that he might be missing 2 coins. I'll leave that one out for a second. Ooh, Pianistman trying to get that star. Just forgot to mention how he could have been squished. So hopefully that was not what happened. Luckily. Commentator, RaveTuber, Restreamer, RaveTuber. I am everywhere. So let us change our audio to something a little bit more different. Let us see what we got here. We'll be randomizing the music alongside with the run we're watching. Happy to see that Pianistman is not phased with any of what has happened so far as he continues to delve into the, honestly, one of the more toughest, more on the hard side levels of these seeds, which is usually the gauntlet, as we will be seeing him delve into. Ooh, and unluckily enough, being fooled by the invisible bullet bill spawner, having to face the decision of going out of Space Zone. Oh, oof. Luckily with the soft reset, Pianistman chooses not to exit the Space Zone, or else he'll have to go through the hippo level once again. So Pianistman, being Big Mario, notices that the power-up will spawn a fire flower, not allowing him to do the same prowess as Oh Dear did. Though maybe on the better side, that, as we know, is not the right Interestingly, Pianistman chooses not to finish Space Zone as he is having troubles with the gauntlets. I'm wondering if he is looking for that carrot. A carrot would make things much easier. He gets it on the first slot machine, but will that be enough? He'll have to traverse through Hippo and then be sure to keep that through the two sharks that are on the pipe, the small corridor that leads him to the gauntlet. It will be a very, very difficult maneuver for Pianistman, but we'll be here to witness if that is what happens. Having to go through this auto-scroller, a very big time loss if Oh Dear was still running. But for now, Pianistman has all the time in the world for him to get through this seed. Nothing to be shunned about, as these seeds can be ruthless. Oh no, Pianistman, no! Unable to get through that tight corner. Ooh, unfortunately, we have a forfeit, as we can... the forfeit cone, as we can see. And now the forfeit horizontal lines. A bit of difficulty on the restreamer side, but unfortunately... Oh, okay, let me just stop that right there. Unfortunately, Pianistman does forfeit. Now, hopefully we'll be able to get these runners. Oh, that is the hello bell coming from Mr. Oh Dear, if I'm not incorrect. Don't worry, I'll be right back with you guys. I am just going to set up things for the next race. See you soon. All right. So I believe everything is set for the last race of today, as unfortunately our first runner-ups were unable to finish the race, and now Pianistman alongside leaves with me, Ravetuba, and Beast Frisian, a very high-skilled runner in our group. But happily, I'm happy to say that Oh Dear will be joining me just in a moment. I'll be letting him through right away. Yellow. Hi there, Oh Dear. Let me just be sure that everyone can hear you as much as they can hear me.
Can everyone hear me?
Hopefully they can. So let's just see if our beautiful audience lets us know if they can hear Oh Dear.
Hello, hello, hello.
Yes.
I'm quite. Please pull me up a bit, Rave.
Yes, I've noticed that the setup I have sometimes lowers the volume onto Discord automatically, but I've upped it a bit. I'll up it even a bit further, just in case.
Oh, I can see what you did there.
You can see what I did there?
Ravetuba versus Best Frisian.
Yes, because he is the best. Hopefully now it's correct.
Beat Frisian was good as well.
Me and my lovely restreaming qualities. We'll be starting right away. Hopefully nothing stops us from seeing these two skillful players. And let me just be sure everything is alright. Let me know, Oh Dear, if you're behind, if everything is okay.
They have just started.
Wonderful.
So let's start with his commentary as well. So we've had a wonderful introduction from Ravetuba already, so most people should know what's going on here, like what is randomized. If you don't know what's going on, just ask again and we will explain what exactly entails this randomizer. We see one of the levels here that you usually don't want to see at the first level, because there's just so many death pits and the fall risk right at the beginning. But I shouldn't say anything. But that's exactly what you don't want to do in this level. Die at the very end.
It's not the first time that ledge has done that to me, where I just run
several
off.
People, yeah, you are not the only one. But yeah, and this level, this one doesn't have a checkpoint bell anyway, so it doesn't change much. But you have to play the whole level again, and it being the first level, you also cannot go somewhere else. Farm a power up, you just have to beat it to be able to continue or even start with the game properly. However, it's a quick level if you play it well, so you kind of want to see it in a seed, but not really at the first level.
I will let everyone know that I've made a small mistake, and funny enough, we have streams swapped, so just the name is incorrect. So the person who died was Beast, not me. That makes sense with the color schemes now that I think about it. Ravetuba is known for having the most eye-soaring color palettes you can imagine. I'll be fixing that as soon as I can.
just type in Beat Frisian again.
I won't do that.
Yeah, back to the race. We see the runners being one level apart, and Beast was just in a level with 2 exits. He did choose the right one, so he... And then there's another choice right afterwards. You can choose... The only time you can choose your way of progress. where you can go either left or right on the tree. And he was faced with an auto-scroller, so he obviously just noped out of that. And is rewarded with one of the shortest levels in the game on the other side of the tree. So that's a good decision. That's what you should do there. You see an auto-scroller, you go out of the level, check the other one, and hope it's not an auto-scroller. So Beast went to the last level of this zone, to his first coin level very quickly. Didn't have much hold-ups. And he also has easy play with this boss level here. He has the normal space physics. And on top of that, the level is not an auto-scroller, which makes it substantially faster. At least 30 seconds faster than with auto-scrolling. So yeah, I don't expect much trouble here for either of the runners. They both came in with power-ups, so they can get hit by some enemies. There are plenty of power-ups that they can check. At the end they want to have a Fire Flower, because Fire Flower is just the best power-up to have for bosses. 5 out of 6 bosses are quick killable with the Fire Flower. Only the Witch is not. So Beast Frisian and Wraith do not want to see the Witch here. On top of it, the Witch with space or moon physics is kind of slow, and it's the bird. That is good, so both also be able to keep his power up, will be able to just mash the shoot button and quickly dispatch of the bird. It's the easiest quick kill in the game, because you have to do nothing but just mash the button. Wraith approaching that boss fight as well. He's not that far behind, actually. It's like half a minute, maybe a little bit more.
Beast being the one behind on the left.
Oh yeah.
Just quickly.
I'm just gonna keep confusing people.
Sorry for that big confusion in the beginning, but
yeah. I'm an old man. I'm slow. Then it's no wonder that Beast is catching up.
I do a lot of small mistakes, like losing power-ups in places where you normally wouldn't need to.
What you usually don't see from runners, but Wraith Tuba
manages to do that prowess. It does the unthinkable.
Skipping that star there, Wraith. What were you thinking when you skipped that?
I thought that I had bunny ears.
Oh, you were right about that.
So
you did have bunny ears. Yeah, sometimes it's just weird when sometimes you encounter some enemies here in weird placement. So personally, I like having a star there, but it obviously loses like 1 or 2 seconds to grab it.
As I did mention on the time, you'll be seeing me skip a lot of power-ups for hopefully no reason. Hopefully I'm not demented or
let's just say you skip them to save time.
Yes.
It's more like your brave tuba instead of Wraith tuba. Did I see some ice physics here on the submarine?
This is ice physics.
So ice physics is a feature that was added with the most recent iteration of the randomizer. If you don't cancel your movement, Mario will keep moving in that direction indefinitely. So you have to be careful what you do. It can be especially tricky in water, but you did that quite well. Also wasn't the most difficult gauntlet, so I expect Beast to get through it quickly as well. He should be able to keep at least one power-up going into. That's one merit, one advantage of the... Oh, he doesn't. Maybe he didn't think about it. Maybe he hasn't noticed that there are Luigi or ice physics here. Yes. Now he definitely noticed at that pipe entrance. Well, in any case, the gauntlet was the right exit. Let's not forget to mention that.
Yep, and it's not the most difficult of them.
Oh, Wraith Tuba doesn't know that he can always swim over those bullet bills. no matter where they spawn.
Actually, I thought it was a luck thing. I think one time I dropped an input, I got hit, and I've been scared about it since.
It would be an unluck thing if you get hit. Usually you don't.
But once again, I think that's Beast you're talking about.
No. Can't be true.
Although I reply as if I was the one who did things, because I've forgotten most of what I've done.
Beast Frisian trying for... Did I really say the wrong name again?
I think you said Rave Tuba, not knowing, and then I replied as if you were talking to me. So it's gonna be a good stream. Maybe I should just horizontally flip the entire thing.
Yeah, now I realize what I did. I introduced... when he was entering the gauntlet, it was still Beast Frisian, and then he turned into Rave Tuba when he made a mistake. I think that is just what I did.
It's a natural thing to do. Once you see someone do very poorly, you just start calling him Rave Tuba.
Yeah. Another thing that Rave Tuba tends to forget is marking the coins.
Oh yes, that's one thing that Rave Tuba has not been doing well though this whole time. It's something silly, but hopefully will be fixed as soon as possible.
Very good. So we see Rave Tuba on his third zone, while Beast Frisian is still trying to get his second coin in Space Zone. He does some nice small Mario strats here, not slowing down. Except for this potential power-up. Let's hope it is one. I forgot what it was. It's a power-up. That's not bad.
It's definitely a power-up.
Usually you want to see a carrot there, just because it makes the rest of the level trivial. But there are 2 more chances here for power-ups. So money back. Always money back. That was an interesting kill for the bird. And Beast decides to not check the last power-up block there. Ooh. How did he not fall down there?
Scary.
And in the meantime, Rave Tuba is traversing another not trivial level.
Not at all, especially with
There
small
are
Mario.
Many enemies on this level. Makes you wonder how they fit all these enemies in a Game Boy game with the sprite limit they have. Ooh, that piranha plant just peeked out of its pipe. And Rave Tuba got scared and decided to die. So after the first 2 zones, the gap has widened a little bit. Where it was like half a minute after the first zone, it's more like 1.5 minutes, I want to say. I don't have the actual numbers, I'm just guessing.
I should be able to let you know when something notable happens.
We can just pay attention at the next coin, maybe. Usually don't pay attention during the levels.
But luckily...
Like in general, that's don't pay attention.
Like both me and Beast are going through the same route, and so far no route deviations.
Yeah. Which one is you and which one is Beast again?
It's on the top. There's the names.
Oh.
I'm on the right with the, color eye-hurting palette.
It's surprisingly calm and tame for your color tastes.
I'll be sure not to be so predictable next time. So generic, I mean.
So we did already see what the right exit is on the level that Beast is on right now, but it doesn't matter that much because this time progress is not hindered by choosing an exit here. You just have to potentially go a longer way, which Rave had to do. I guess Beast is choosing the same exit.
Exactly, he'll be going through the long way.
Yeah. Next the run's more comparable, but on the other hand, it would have been nice if Beast could have caught up right here to make the race a little bit closer.
But I think, like me, we both didn't have a fire flower getting in, and there were none to be seen inside the level.
Yeah, if you have at least a mushroom in that level, you can check a lot of blocks on the bottom, There are like 3 hidden power-ups in bottom tiles.
Ah.
But yeah, if you don't have that, at least mushroom quickly, you can't check. Rave Tuba's third boss. We can see that Tatanga has more hit points than in the normal game. At least 4. That's hit number 4. 5.
5 hits.
And he's dead. That is the maximum hit points he can have.
And like the rat who can have 6.
Yes.
It's the only boss that can have up to 6 hits. Though we see Beast just moments ago took the same death as Rave Tuba on trying to go up the stairs.
Yeah.
So we're seeing the same kind of events happening to both runners and the lead not changing.
So I paid attention this time. You got your third coin around the 13 minutes mark.
Yes, which was macro.
So we can check what Beast is doing here, if he is catching up or falling further behind. That said, this is the final, like the actual finale of this season. The winner of this one will be the winner of season number 6. Rave Tuba coming in with a record of 2-0 and Beast Frisian with a record of 1-1. So if Beast Frisian would win, both would end up at 2-1. 2 wins and 1 loss, but Beast Frisian would have 1 win, well, in the direct matchup. So that would make Beast Frisian the winner, I think.
Oh, interesting. I did not know about that kind of tiebreakers.
I would assume there's something like this. I'm not just guessing, but it would make sense because we saw the other match before with me versus Pianist Man, and I also have a 2 versus 1 record now. With that, I lost against you, I won against Beast Frisian, so I get one of those points for beating other players with the same record.
Ah, that's interesting.
So if Beast wins, we all have the same record with wins against different people among us, among the 3 of us. So I would assume it's the what?
Yeah.
Can this be a 3 people tie if Beast would win?
I think that Challenge, the software, the place we are keeping track of these values, wouldn't consider that kind of tie breaking, but yeah, I wonder how they would place us in one.
I'm thinking we would be all in the first place. Well, we will see once we fill in the form at the end of this match, maybe.
We're not able to check how far Beast is, as he just took a death on Tatanga. Definitely losing a bit more time.
All of this just only takes effect if Beast actually wins, of course.
True.
Otherwise, we have our Rave Tuba right here winning this one. We will see.
So far, Rave Tuba definitely in the lead.
Ooh, and Beast falls further behind.
Getting brushed aside.
He even goes back for a power-up. Oh, that's something you rarely see from Beast Frisian. He's in a pickle here.
Luckily, maybe what pushed his decision was how accessible that carrot was.
Yeah, it's a good thing if you actually remember that there is an easily accessible, quickly accessible power-up like that carrot there. Most of the time you can just be not paying attention because you're focusing on what's in front of you. Like, at least in my case, I often forget where the easy power-ups are. So another 2 exit level for Rave Tuba. That was the wrong choice in that case. Usually you go for the upper exit first like that. It's the quicker one. It's like 2 seconds faster to go to that level instead of the lower one. Yeah, it's always a gamble. You cannot tell which level will be the right one. You have to make a decision. Beast Frisian takes one more round for Tatanga there, because he lost his power-up on the first round. So he couldn't go all in. Did not want to risk, like rightfully didn't want to risk dying on that boss fight. So now we have an official gap between our races, which is very big. It's 5 minutes.
It's gonna be hard for that to shorten to something that could change the lead.
Yeah, if there's none of the very hard levels, like there can be levels that are particularly hard, like the auto-scrolling moon level, for example, when you have to take the upper exit. That can always take a while for any runner. Doesn't matter how good they are. It's something you rarely practice. It's just something that can take a long time. Or, well, in general, quick auto-scrollers can be tricky as well sometimes. We have not seen a fast auto-scroller at all tonight.
Not at all. That being something only the Beast mode has, right?
Exactly.
But we're almost getting to the point where the difference between the runners is almost of an entire zone. Beast is in the middle of Pumpkin while Ravetuba is at the end of Mario.
One thing we have not mentioned is like another level that can be very difficult to traverse with certain kinds of conditions, physics, enemy placements as the castle. Things can go wrong in the castle. In 5 minutes is still a lot, but you can easily lose like 2 or 3, 4, even 5, even more. So these beast mode seeds, these races are never really over before one of the runners at least encounters an easy castle or beats Wario eventually. We've been all kinds of we've seen all kinds of finish times for these seeds, ranging from low 30-minute seeds to mid 50 seeds.
And actually, I think it was one of the beginning seeds of the randomizer where it went up to an hour, but those were seeds that placed us with challenges that we either couldn't overcome.
I remember that seed. That was the first time we, like all of us, encountered moon physics in the castle.
Yes, that was an event.
Yeah. None of us had seen that before, and there are certain things that you don't really consider. Maybe we can get to that. It's something particular about platforms with moon physics.
That I still am yet to understand fully, even though I believe I know what to do. I still do it a bit
You don't
blind.
really need to understand it, just act appropriately.
Exactly. I act blindly to the reasoning. Both runners.
So yeah, you didn't make many mistakes here, so you're cruising at the moment. Don't give Beast a lot of chances to catch up.
So far. We're still...
Beast misses that top exit there. I don't remember if it was the right or wrong one.
I believe it was the wrong one, since I took the top route first. Yeah, exactly.
So that's an horrific mistake. Like you have to say it was a mistake, because he tried to go for the upper exit and just was 2 pixels too low. Because that level was an auto-scroller, and that takes at least 2 minutes. On top of the 5 he's already behind. It's getting more and more difficult to make this race exciting through commentary.
True. It's very hard to think of something that could happen to Ravetuba that would net him such big of a loss. Possibly taking the wrong exit on the auto-scroller if the Turtle 2 is also an auto-scroller. And
yeah, that's the last one left.
If we have ice physics on castle.
I just really want to see a fast auto-scroller here at some point. We see slow auto-scrollers all the way on both sides right here. That means that nobody can catch up on these. Like, someone would have to die on an auto-scroller.
Yep. Like Beast has done before. But RaveTuber not giving Beast a chance.
Do you also in real life refer to yourself as RaveTuber?
Yes, RaveTuber is a very known friend of mine.
Ah.
I speak of RaveTuber in the third person, like Julius Caesar.
Yeah, it's very sympathetic.
I'm just going crazy, that's okay. I just also don't want to confuse our watchers so they know who I'm talking about.
Yes, yes. So, Beast has the bunny ears again. I bet he's gonna flutter at the very top of the ceiling this time around to make sure that he doesn't fall down. There he is, hugging the ceiling. And while Rave does the same on the octopus boss fight.
Tickling the top of the whale's mouth.
The collection of uvulas, this uvuli, I don't know the proper plural.
Uvuli.
That's probably not correct.
Yes, and hopefully this time I'm not forgetting to track the coins. I think I'm not. Did Beast go through Pumpkin already?
Yes, he is in Pumpkin.
Oh, he is in Pumpkin. Okay.
He is in the second to last Pumpkin level, and he chooses the top exit as well, so he also will have to go through this level again.
So we definitely see now both runners ahead of each other by an entire zone, even a bit more than that.
And on Rave's end we see another very fast level, because here he can flutter through all of it, and he has Luigi physics.
Oh, that's true.
Which makes the level very quick. Not even 40 in-game seconds. Look at that. 1 in-game second being 0.8 actual seconds.
And the hope that this last split level was something a little more difficult is gone.
And we see Rave entering this level, which can be tricky, as I mentioned before, with the optimal power-up. Not choosing to go for the top exit, though. You need the bunny ears for that top exit.
That's true.
I would have probably gone up first.
I noticed that there was a carrot on the beginning on that power-up that's just sitting there, but I should have thought about it, because I wouldn't be able to get it even, because there's no...
And it's the right exit anyway, so this is one case of he pulled a Ross there. A positive Ross.
And a negative Ross.
No, it's the positive Ross. Well, yeah, yes, I see what you did. Yeah. It's not the normal Ross.
It's the complete opposite of the Ross.
And we are referring, of course, to Late Learner, one of our fellow SML2 runners, who made it a habit of his to make a wrong decision objectively and just getting away with it by taking the right exit on accident.
Though I tend to make the decision of taking the exit that's fastest for me on the first time I'm getting into a level, and I thought that taking those blocks up would lose me a lot of time, so I chose just to
Yeah, you don't have to take the blocks when you have the bunny ears coming in. You can go up earlier and then just flutter to the right.
That's something I didn't know. I think I tried it a few times and always was a bit short.
There are some invisible blocks you can use to get higher.
So we see Beast finally getting through Pumpkin after taking both the exits incorrectly.
Having the right power up as well. So here's our last hope for a close race. What will the castle have for us? It's just normal physics. And a carrot. Even though Rave died there, that's almost GG.
It's
because the things that can the last things that can be difficult on this with normal physics are the platforms, and with the carrot you can just make them trivial.
Yeah. Although I do a very poor job at going by the castle quickly.
So here's a request or a task for the viewers. Please, have you spotted anything that we can RaveTuber disqualify for? Because I really want to see what happens if 3 people have the same record on challenge. How can we make Beast Frisian win this one?
You can say that as a restreamer, RaveTuber has the power to cheat in several kinds of misleading video editing.
I would just say we give the point to the one who was RaveTuber first, like the stream started with Beast Frisian on the right side.
Ah, yes. So. I actually might have just swapped the names and pretended that that was not me. I induced Beast to use a terrible color palette and...
So here we see that last tricky room. The platforms would not have been tricky anyway. So that carrot was not even needed.
And I did take that hit on those thwomps accidentally, even though it's a good thing.
Yes. I mean, that's something that was introduced by Slash Infinity. The creator of this randomizer, he just placed one of those falling thwomps one tile lower. So if you run through, you still get hit as Big Mario. Like as any kind of the 3 Big Marios. So the Wario fight, Wario's hit points also can be randomized between 3 and 6, I think. 3 and 5.
Not sure
I think
if
that was
6.
6, right?
I will have to recount. I don't believe so. I think it was 5.
I would have said 5, yeah, but that looked like 6. Maybe I was just miscounting because I was talking at the same time.
Just,
Wario 2 definitely had 4.
4. So 6, 5, or 4. And now...
one more phase. This one is scripted, so if you don't make a mistake here. 4. And GG.
GG.
Also GG to winning this season of the league, season number 6.
Thank you. And thank you to all the watchers that might have said GG or not. I'm just quickly swapping over to take my time. It was 30 minutes, 26 seconds.
30 minutes, 26 seconds?
Yep.
That is 1 second of the Rando world record. A very prestigious one.
And a beast seed, no less. Let me just pat myself on the back. Indeed. Thank you for the GCs. I guess I'm due to an interview, Mr. Deer.
Hey, and we have RevTuber here with us. What are your thoughts on this race? That was pretty quick.
What a race indeed. I can't do this. I am trying to think of clever things to say in this setup.
Good thing you said it first, because I had nothing. We can focus on Beast Frisian now on the left.
Definitely.
Also, the question chat there, SML1 randomizer, that sounds so uninteresting. What even would you randomize?
Wouldn't you be capable of making it interesting by randomizing the same amount of things as in Super Mario Land 2?
I wonder.
Like different power-ups, different enemies, maybe even different bosses somehow.
The thing is, the engine or the general design of SML1 makes it difficult because you cannot go back. You can only go right and not scroll back in the level. That's one detriment.
actually didn't thought about that. But wouldn't the game kind of be programmed so that you can actually go through it as like small Mario throughout the whole level schedule game? There's no points where you need a specific power-up for certain things.
That is true as well. So I don't think SML1 is really a good randomizable game. If anyone wants to prove me wrong, go ahead.
Yeah, where's my mouse?
So East Frisian is catching up now. McRae is not making any progress at this point.
No, I'm still making progress on the credits. See, you can't get as far as ahead in credits as me right now.
Quick shout out to me. I have not confused the two runners for at least 10 minutes now.
Good job. I have not made any coin mistakes in 20 seconds, I think.
Now Beast is going for that carrot. Let me see how he does it, because I'm never sure what kind of super jump you have to get here. I think it's just barely possible with a frame perfect super jump of 26 frames. Coming from the left though.
I actually never tried more than...
Yeah, I usually give up because it always gets close, but at some point when I'm just about to get it, I just tell myself, nope, don't do it, don't keep trying.
Beast going?
He does want at least I guess he wants a carrot to check up top.
Is he... Yep, he's going to macro to that level.
Yeah.
So...
He wants that carrot.
He is determined to get it. But does that mean that he'll go for the top exit, being that the incorrect one?
That is probably what this means. But maybe he can show you those blocks that I was talking about.
Ooh. Learning time with
those invisible ones.
With Beast
you need some lessons here. Just having netted the first, the best, fastest rando run ever in a tournament.
It's a bit sad for me to know that I know very little, and I still...
no, Beast does not go for the invisible blocks. Maybe he just wants to fly by because he cannot get up here from where he is. He will choose the right exit.
Exactly, that's a good thing for him. I'll have to... I actually just now, like on the previous run, was taught as well a new power-up placement that I didn't know of on tree 2, the level...
I was about to say at the very end? Or...
No, tree 1 I know that there's a power-up at the very end, but...
Oh, the very beginning, you mean?
You're confusing me.
No, I mean the new one that you learned about.
The new one,
beginning.
It's not in the... Okay, so I might be learning more than I bargained in for. But...
Oh, now I know what you mean.
An invisible power-up that you get when you're going up and down inside the goo level.
No. Sorry, I was on tree 1.
In tree 1 I know that there's a power-up at the very end, but I don't know... I mean, there's those secret ones that have alternating invisible blocks. In tree 1.
So which one were you talking about?
In tree 2, if you go the top route, there's a moment where you zigzag up and down with like very long, tall strands of goo. And there's one strand of goo that has a power up on top.
Yeah, and on the left, the invisible block.
Yeah, that one. I never knew about it.
That's a coin.
Money bag.
Money bag. That's what I'm trying to say. Money bag in the vanilla game.
In a randomizer, it can be very useful.
Yeah.
But you were talking about a power up on the beginning of tree 1. Is that the one that has the alternating invisible blocks?
Nope. It's the very first gap, like you jump up. Those roots, I guess. And there's an invisible block in the first gap.
Ah.
The very first gap. First gap entry zone.
Actually, that I did not know. I knew there was a lot of invisible blocks, but not that there was one in that specific gap.
So meanwhile, while I was rambling, Beast has made it to the castle.
Yep, and he got his last coin a while ago.
So he also enters this with a carrot. And I expect him to keep it throughout all of the castle. Don't prove me wrong, Beast. Now at this point you can't really lose it. Unless you hit some spikes at the ceiling. Or accidentally activate those fists in the next room. Which you usually don't see anyone do.
Just very
So
quickly.
needed the trick that Beast did there, triggering that last platform early. You did not have to wait.
I normally don't do that when I have the carrot, because I most often not lose the chance to get on top of the platform because I need to duck. And that doesn't let me do a running jump. But very quickly,
Fun fact, a duck is once a verb and also an animal. Did you know that?
Huh. So that's why there is that joke where someone throws someone a duck and they laugh and then he gets smacked in the head.
Sorry.
Meanwhile,
Beast also took that forced but also intentional hit there to be able to use the spin jump on the faces. Because with a normal jump you need to hit them twice, with a spin jump you only need to hit them once to kill them. Let's count 4, 5. Yeah, it's 5.
yeah, there you go. So I'm not entirely insane.
What does that say about me?
It says that you're a bad multitasker.
And you're a bad duck.
Oh, I'm the worst duck.
Take that.
I don't think anyone can look less of a duck than me. And definitely play less as a duck, Super Mario Land 2.
3 hits and 4 hits and done.
Done, GG.
It's a time of 40 something for Beast. That's still not a super slow Beast mode seed.
40-41.
And he also gets the shoe glitch. So
RaveTuber being the only one who doesn't get a shoe glitch. So
I guess we have a winner.
yep.
GG Beast Frisian.
Getting the shoe glitch makes Beast Frisian the only race today. No, there was another one. Oh dear also got it. Trying to exclude Oh dear right away, throwing him off the train. But GG to both runners, to Oh dear, to Pianistman, to Laurie D. Bunnykins, to Not Typo for reaching the end of Season 6.
And to RaveTuber as well.
Nah, not
For,
RaveTuber.
Actually winning this one.
Yay!
I believe the sign-ups for the next season will be opened very soon. So keep an eye out for season number 7, which might start as early as next Sunday for you on Randomania.